Brett Okamoto from ESPN alongside UFC welterweight Jorge Masvidal, who just scored one of the top knockouts of the year against Darren Till at UFC Fight Night in London. And George, it's been an eventful night for you, I would say.
Yes,
How are you feeling sitting in the locker room an hour afterwards?
I feel great. Me and my coaches envisioned it. They knew that I cut a lot of out of my life. I don't know if I could say that. Sorry. Sure. And we were just in a very positive mindset going into this camp. A lot of the stress I've dealt with in the past was no longer around, and numerous things that I've done in my personal life to correct it. I've always been a hard worker in the gym. I'm always at the gym. But just side factors and stuff, you know. Had a coaches meeting, my management, first-round management, really helped me put together an amazing camp. You know, I can't really give them enough thanks for what they did to me in this camp, you know. So we're just happy we got the W, and like we said, we're going to go for that belt, you know. We wanted to win in impressive fashion. Till's only loss to the champion at the time, and he's a stud, man. I fought the dude. Before that shot, I hit him with some bombs, and he's just smiling right back at me. Kind of reminded me of myself, the way he takes shots. He just wants to fight, you know, like I always said. So it was definitely a pleasure to be in there with a stud like that in his country.
Not to pry too much, but can you characterize, I guess, the distractions that you needed to get rid of ahead of this fight?
I'm looking at my management to see if I can. He's saying maybe not, you know, but numerous demons, and then my demons have demons, so they go to like a counselor. So we've been eliminating these demons, you know, so we can stay on track.
I mean, you always look pretty loose during a fight week, but this one in particular, you did look like hearing you say that now. I mean, I guess you did look like a man who had a little bit of weight taken off your shoulders, I guess.
Had a lot of weight off my shoulders. Felt like the world was lifted. I also got a lot of time in nature, like 13 weeks. I got to be just by myself. No phone, no TV, no radio. It sounds corny me repeating it so much and people hearing this. Like, what's the big deal? But when you get to be with yourself, I think you get to know yourself better, you know, and I got to do that day in and day out, you know. Just 5-6 hours all day by myself, not a phone to influence my feelings or a song talking about some stupid crap. So you get to really go into your own brain and see, you know. And in this time, I thought day and night what I needed to execute in my life, you know, because I definitely got the heart to be in the sport, you know. My will's never been in question, you know. I've been beaten on decisions, but it's never that I've given up, you know. I've been outpointed and stuff. And I got enough skill set. I got enough athleticism to go for that belt. So all I said is before I retire, I'm going to get that belt. And that's my mission, to get that belt, you know.
How did the fight play out according to your expectations? What were you expecting out of him, and what was the game plan going in?
I'd give myself a very rating. This is, I think, the most I've ever got hit in a fight that I could recall. You know, maybe there's another one, but I don't think so. This is definitely the most shots I've taken in a fight. I wasn't happy as far as my performance. I know the crowd loved it, the audience loved it, and he just came out like a bat out of hell. Had a really good lead hand, was luring me to sleep, and then pop, you know. And the first shot he touched me, I didn't even see it. I just like, what? I woke up, I was on my butt. He was on top of me trying to end me, and I remember thinking to myself, if you let me get up from here, I'm gonna kill you. You know, I just the rage hit, the Hulk was inside of me, and he got a taste of it, you know.
Can you talk about the knockout itself? It was a left hand, and as you mentioned, you hit him with some shots before that. Yeah. But the left hand that put him away, how did it happen?
Well, I hit him with some body shots. I started switching up my stance, and well, he's never seen me throw this in a fight. Nobody has, from southpaw to southpaw, you know. So I knew I could catch him with it. I landed some kicks. I landed some things. I was just trying to distract his mind and set up the traps. You know, I was setting up traps. As the fight kept progressing, though, my timing was zeroed in on him. His lefts were missing more and more, and I was already starting to be able to play my game where I could make him miss and make him counter and make him afraid to throw now, you know. He's very accurate, very aggressive, so I took that away. I know in the beginning he got off to a great start. But once I zeroed in on his time and I felt like I had him, you know. If it didn't happen in that round, it was going to happen in the next round. I mixed in some takedowns, too. And originally, when he dropped me and I got to his leg, he felt very strong. But as we kept wrestling and stuff, I knew I'd be the better-built guy for 4 or 5 rounds, you know. So I didn't know if it was going to be in the second, third, fourth, or fifth, like I said in many interviews, but I knew I was going to stop him. And when I switched southpaw, he just didn't even see it coming when I actually laid it on him. He just didn't have a chance for it. You know, he couldn't have prepared for it because I'd never done it before in my life. You know, it was a bomb. He got a baseball bat to the dome piece.
Yeah, and I want to keep the conversation on you, but just to go to Darren real quick, he's a guy that a lot of people are excited about. Now he's lost 2 in a row, and this one in particular is a pretty devastating knockout. What would you tell Darren? In fact, did you get a chance to say anything to him, and what advice would you give him?
Man, if you ever get to watch this, I doubt it he'll want to watch it, but if you ever do, you're a stud, man. You got to go through these trials and tribulations in life. If not, if everybody just wakes up and you're champion, you know? And he got a big push from where he was at maybe 2 years ago to now. Maybe they rush him a little bit, especially against a guy like me. I know a lot of people might have ripped me off, but, man, I could do it all, and especially when it comes to fighting. Maybe I'm not good at crunching numbers and playing with balls and stuff, but I could fight, man, you know? So maybe Darren, they threw him in there a little bit too fast, you know?
So
he'll be back, and he'll do some great things, man.
What do you think this win does for you?
I think it sets me up for the title, like, no questions about it. My body of work speaks for itself, you know. For some reason, every time I'm, like, fighting overseas, I sell out these events, so I'm like a worldwide figure, you know. I sold out Korea as well. I came to England. I'm not going to say I sold it out by myself. I had some help. But I definitely, everywhere I go, I get my name noticed. I go to Latin America, I'll fill up a football stadium, you know. So it's only right, I think, I'll fight for a title, you know. The biggest, if not for a title, the biggest name I get my hands on. I'm not going to fight any of these scrubs that just came into the UFC, just talk a lot and they live on Twitter. Because they're not even fighters, you know. Like a lot of these guys, I won't mention my name. I won't mention their name, but they constantly mention my name. Who are they, you know? They're just like dorks, you know, that live on the online. They don't fight when it comes to fight time. Like some of the guys that we saw today, they're not fighting, man. You're point fighting, you're hugging it up, you're not trying to hurt each other. That's why Till is where Till's at, you know, because he tries to hurt people and he puts himself in harm's way to hurt people. And that's part of the reason why he caught today. You know, he could have played it safe. He could have just relied on his jab, sticking and moving. But at all times he was trying to finish me. Well, that opens up doors, windows for you to get finished yourself, you know. And that's what makes an exciting fighter. A lot of these cowards calling me out, nobody even knows them. Their grandma doesn't even know that they fight. Who are you, you know? Stop.
Well, Kamaru Usman, the champion, his agent called me actually after the fight and said, we want to fight George. No one knocks out Darren Till like that. We believe George is next. But we know that it's kind of an interesting situation because your friend, Colby Covington, and teammate, he wants the shot as well. How is this going to work out between you and Colby?
Over everything, over friendships, anything is my kids, you know, and obviously fighting for that belt is my kids' future. You know, I don't care. It doesn't sound too nice, but if my mom had the belt, she better give it up because my kids got to eat, you know. So, you know, if I'm willing to fight my mom, imagine a good friend, you know. And it's no disrespect to Kobe. I think he's done great things in the sport, and he's still young, so he's going to do many great things. But if they offer me the title shot, damn right I'm taking it. My body of work speaks for itself, you know. My core fans that have been with me since the street fight days. Those people ain't going nowhere, so I know they're going to be losing their mind now. Miami probably's in a riot right now. There's gunshots going off everywhere. So I definitely feel like I deserve the fight for that title, and I'm going to put on the best show ever. You know, I'm going to do what I always do, what I did tonight, what I've always done in my fights, and that's just fight, man. That's why people love me everywhere I go. Even I don't feel like I got the booing that I should have probably got here fighting Darren, and that's because they love real mother anywhere in the world, you know, and I come to fight. So I think it's a no-brainer me fighting for that title.
George, what happened after the fight? You were doing an interview on ESPN, and Leon Edwards walked by. What happened there?
This guy, he's one of these hooligans, man. He's like talking crap on social media. I've seen him here. Doesn't really address me as a man, you know. I wanted to talk to him kind of, you know, and he's just like dodging me and like, whatever, we can handle it after the fight. So I'm doing my interview, and this hooligan comes by saying some stuff. And July, get your ass kicked to July. And I go, maybe, bro, whatever, because maybe I want to kick your ass in April. Maybe I don't want to wait till July. Maybe I don't even want to fight you in a prize ring because you're not worth a training camp. I'll just fight you here because you're a scrub, you know. So I tell him, just say it to my face. Like, man, you're saying it, walking away. That's not, like, we're both men, you know. And as I'm walking up to him, I got my hands behind my back to signal I'm not coming here for problems. But he put his hands up like this. It's on video, and he walks towards me. Well, where I'm from, if you do that, you're going to punch me in the face. And that's not going to happen, Leon. You're a dork. You're JV beta. you are what you are, bro. You're just a loser in life, man. You're not gonna get a hit off me, you know. So I had to give him the 3-piece with the soda, and then just glide out of there, you know. And then some of his friends tried to sucker punch me. Those guys did a big mistake because your visa in America is not revoked. Because if you land in America, it's gonna be some problems. I mean, there's problems here already, but those people can't go to America no more. You know, I probably shouldn't be saying this on video, but their visa just got revoked.
You feel like you handled the situation well? Like if there was a time machine, we could go back, an hour from now, would you still handle it exactly the same?
I was taught to respect people. If somebody's doing an interview, I'm not going to go to your interview and then tell you to shut up. I'm not going to do it. Do I want to draw that type of attention towards me? No, And I could have sworn I'm so naive that the cameras weren't going to follow me. I thought they'd just like, oh, George, he'll be back, and they followed me. But, yeah, I'd probably handle it the same exact way because I'm not going to get disrespected. My kids are going to be watching this interview. Why'd that person tell you shut up? Then I got to explain it to them that some coward told me to shut up on my interview. I don't go to his interviews besides the fact that he doesn't get interviewed and talk crap to this guy. Why is he going to do it to me? And then initially I wanted to yo, bro, stop talking. We can fight, but you got to stop disrespecting me. That's what I was going to do. And you could see my hands are behind my back. I was real innocent, When he put his hands up and came towards me, that's different, I understand that language very well.
You look like a man who does not have a care in the world, but I will ask you, is there any concern at all over some type of punishment from this, whether it's legal, or the UFC, that this may come back on you at all?
I mean, it's on video, me defending myself. This hooligan threatened my well-being, my life. I was scared, man. Maybe I didn't look it because, I'm pretty damn cold-blooded, but I was scared out of my mind. I said, man, this hooligan here is going to assault me. He's going to take everything I got. He shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have put his hands up and walked towards me like he was going to punch me. I got the first one. Am I going to get in trouble because I got the first one? And I'm doing an interview. And I'm the main event. Why did they kick this JV guy out a long time ago? I don't know, man. It's because he's so unrecognizable. The security don't even know it was time to kick this bum out, so they just leave him hanging out. Guy's a dork, man.